Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. In the last session we had seen about references. There are mainly three types of references: relative, absolute and mixed. If you are new to the channel or want to know about the references, you can check out the link given in the description and come back. Here I have an Excel file which has multiple sheets. If I want to select the next sheet, I can always click it with the mouse, or we can use the keyboard shortcut Control Page Down to select the next sheet and Control Page Up to select the previous sheet. But suppose I have 40 sheets, I am in the first sheet, and I want to select the 35th sheet, then should I press Control Page Down 35 times? No, there is no need. On the left bottom, there are some navigation buttons. Just right click on that, and it'll pop up a window. From that window, you can select any sheet you want. Now I have selected the payroll sheet. This is a dummy database. The database is not important. What is important is understanding the concepts, functions, and the features. Once the concepts and the functions are understood, they can be used on any database. Now for our session. I will not make any changes to this original database. What I'll do is I'll create a copy of this database and learn the functions and features on that. For creating a copy of this sheet, keep your mouse on the sheet name. Right-click and select Move or Copy. You can also select the location where you want the copy to be created. And then check Create a Copy. Click on OK. To rename the sheet, just double-click. And I will rename it as Calculations. In the Calculation sheet, I'll go to the column next to Salary and give the header as HRA, TA and bonus. Now suppose I want to insert a blank row above the header. For inserting a blank row above the header, you have multiple methods. One method is right-click on the row and click Insert or select any cell in the header, and you press Alt-IR. Alt-IR is the keyboard shortcut for inserting a blank row. If you want to insert a blank column, you can press Alt-IC. Once the row has been inserted, type 40% for HRA, TA is 20% of salary, and bonus is 75% of salary. Now I want to use a single formula, which will calculate the HRA, TA and bonus for all the employees. So, I'll click on the cell H3 and give the formula equals H3 multiplied by I1. Then lock H and lock 1. Now if I drag it across and double click it, you will see that it does give me the calculations for all. In H3, I'm locking H because the values in H column should not change when I drag it across. And in I1, I'm locking 1 because the reference to the first row should not change when I drag it downwards, because our percentages are in the first row. So lock H and lock 1. Now here, we are giving the bonus for all employees. Now suppose I want to give the bonus only for the employees working in sales. So for that, one method is, I'll apply a filter. For applying a filter, either you can press Ctrl-Shift-L or Alt-DFF or even Alt-AT. All will apply a filter. You can use whichever method is easier for you. Once I apply the filter, I'll click on the drop-down of the department and select only sales. And you can see that it has filtered only the sales records. And you can also see the count on the left bottom of the screen. It is showing the count as 18. Now I'll go to the column where I want to give the sales bonus and type the bonus value as 10,000. Then I'll double-click so that the bonus is applied to all the employees working in the sales. Now if I remove the filter, even for moving the filters, you can press Ctrl-Shift-L. When I remove the filters, you will see that it has assigned 10,000 for the employees working in sales. But using this method has some limitations here. Suraj is working in the admin department. Suppose tomorrow he's transferred to the sales department. And if I change his department from admin to sales, you will see that the bonus is not automatically assigned to him. This is one limitation. Second limitation is, here I'm giving the bonus for a single department. Tomorrow, Suppose the management decides to give bonus for multiple departments and the bonus values are different. Then your calculation becomes more time-consuming and tedious. So any calculations done by filters are not dynamic. So, instead of using filters, we will use something called as functions. Now let us see. What are functions? Functions are independent programs which can be used to perform specific tasks. In Excel, there are more than 400 functions. You have functions for doing mathematical calculations, financial calculations, trigonometric calculations. Suppose I want to see the list of all the functions that is available in Excel. Select any blank cell and click on the FX and you will get a window like this. This window displays all the functions that can be used in Excel. Now these functions are classified into different categories. Suppose I click on the drop down and select all. It will show you all the functions that can be used in Excel, which goes to more than 400 functions. Or if I select financial, it will display only the financial functions. Likewise, I can also select date and time functions, or mathematical functions, statistical functions. Now for calculating the bonus here, we will be using a function called if. If comes under the logical category. In the logical category you have functions like if, and, or not, etc. All these functions have something called as arguments. Arguments are values given to the function to get a result. Every function should have at least one argument. If you do not specify the correct number of arguments, the function can also return an error. Now since if is a function, it will have some arguments. Let us see what are the arguments. If function has 3 arguments, it will ask for a condition, true value and false value. Now the condition here is that if the employee is working in the sales department, then they should be given bonus, else no bonus. So if department equal to sales, then give a bonus, else no bonus. Department equal to sales is a condition. Bonus is the true value. No bonus is the false value. Now before we apply this function, let us see from where we need to check and from which cell value. Department is in the D column and the data starts from the 3rd row. So we will be checking for a value that is in D3. All the functions or formulas should start with the equal to sign. I will select the cell where I want the bonus to be calculated and type equals if D3 equal to sales, comma 10,000, comma 0. Whenever you are checking for text value or alphanumeric value, it should be always given in double quotes. If checking for a numerical value, there is no need to give the quotes. All the arguments are separated by a comma. So this means if the value in D3 is sales, then assign 10,000, else 0. Press enter and you will see that it has applied 0. Why? Because in D3, the value is admin, which is not equal to sales. Now if I double click it, you will see that it has assigned 10,000 for employees working in the sales department. Now here, everyone working in the sales department is getting a fixed bonus of 10,000. Now suppose I want the bonus as a percentage of salary, say 60% of salary. Then replace 10,000 with 60%. But 60% of what? The salary. That is H3. So this will calculate the bonus as percentage of the salary rather than a fixed value. Earlier the employee in the 9th row was getting 10,000. But when you make it as 60% of salary, now she is getting 13,650. When I give a bonus to the employees working in the sales department, whether the employees working in any region, they are going to get a bonus. So sales south, sales east, sales west, sales north, they will all get the bonus. But suppose I want to give a bonus of 10,000 only for the employees. working in Sales West, then let's see how this can be done. So we have two conditions. Department equal to sales. Region equal to West. So when you have multiple conditions, then along with if, we need to use some more additional functions called and or. Let us see when to use and when to use or. Suppose I have two conditions, condition 1 and condition 2. If I want to satisfy both the conditions at the same time, then I will use the and function. But if I want to satisfy any one condition, it can be condition number 1. Oh, it can be condition number 2. Then I will be using a or function. Now here, the first condition is department equal to sales. And the second condition is region equal to West. So if I want to give the bonus only for the employees working in Sales West, that means both the condition should be satisfied. The employee should be working in the sales department and in sales department. He will get a bonus only if they are working in the South. So in this case, I will be using and function. Now if I use or function here, let us see who will get the bonus and who will not. If I use or function, then or function means any one condition should be satisfied. So according to the first condition, all the employees working in the sales, irrespective of the region, will get a bonus. That means all sales. But according to the second condition, all employees working in the West irrespective of any department will also get the bonus. For example, Admin West, Marketing West, Finance West, etc. Now let us apply the and function. The and function has to be used along with the if function. If you use only the and function, it will give only true and false values. So equals if, open the bracket, inside that and, open the bracket. Now when you open the bracket of and, it is going to ask for the arguments of and function. So the first argument of and is we are checking for the department. So D3 equal to sales, E3 equal to West because the region is in the E column. Then close the bracket, comma 10,000, that is a bonus value, comma 0. The number of opening brackets and the closing brackets should always match. If you have two opening brackets, there should be two closing brackets. So this means if the employees are working in sales and West, assign 10,000, else 0. Now after this, if I press enter and double click, you will see that only 3 persons are getting the bonus. Now here, there are only 100 records, so I can easily scroll through it and check how many persons have got the bonus. But what if I have some 10,000 or 50,000 records? Then it will be very time consuming to scroll through all the records to check how many persons have got their bonus. So we will use an easier method. We'll apply a filter. Press Ctrl Shift L to apply a filter and click on the drop down of and check only 10,000. And you will see that it is displaying 3 records, and you can also see on the left bottom the count. And if you go to that location of department and region, you can see that it is showing only Sales West. If you see some other department or some other region, that means somewhere the calculations has gone wrong. Remove the filters by pressing Ctrl Shift L. Now, suppose I want to give a bonus to employees working in multiple departments. So, let us say I want to give a bonus of 10,000 for employees working in sales, admin, and finance. So the conditions are going to be department equal to sales, department equal to admin, department equal to finance. When you have multiple conditions in the same field or column, it will be always a or. If I use the and function here, and function means all the conditions should be satisfied at the same time, which means the employee should be working in the sales department and in the admin department and in the finance department at the same time. which is logically not possible. Either the employees might be working in the sales, or he might be working in admin, or he might be working in the finance department. So when you have multiple conditions on the same field or column, it will be always a or. So let us apply the or function. So it will be equals. If inside that or, open the bracket of or. You can check in any order. So D3 equal to sales, D3 equal to admin, D3 equal to finance. Then close the bracket. The bonus value 10,000. 0. So this means assign 10,000 to the employees working in admin or sales or finance. Now, I want all of you to give a bonus to employees who had joined before 1990. Comment the solution below. In the next session, I will show you the correct solution for this, and we will see more options of the if functions. Thank you everyone for taking your time out and watching the session. I hope that you must have learned something new. Please like, share, and subscribe if you found this session informative. Thank you, and meet you in the next session. Have a great day.